What's up guys, it's Rob here. Welcome back to the tutorial for Kerbal Space Program 2 Part 3. This time we're going to make a rocket that can orbit Kerbin and show you how to fly it. So we're going to start off with a command pod like I showed you in the first video. We're going to put a, where is it? Okay, so the thing with orbit is that you're going to need a heat shield for re-entry. Just like an asteroid hitting the Earth, it flames up a lot, so you're going to need this heat shield to protect the capsule from re-entry. And the thing with orbiting rockets, you're going to need decouplers too, most of the time. You can make a single stage orbit rocket or plane, but those are harder and not ideal for this scenario. Or for this tutorial. So the decoupler decouples the rest of the rocket from the capsule, and we're going to use a few of those. So our fuel tank, we're going to use, let's say, I don't know which one to use. I'll just use this one. I'm using this one. Nope, I'm using this one plus this one. Is that the same thing? No, it's a little longer. Okay. So we're also going to use a very efficient engine in space with 335 ISP, which stands for specific impulse. And then we're going to need another fuel tank under it. But first, where is it? Another decoupler. So we'll give this one 2 fuel tanks. And we'll put the vector engine under it. It's a very strong engine. Let's see if we could see the TWR. I'm not entirely sure how to find that out yet. Okay, thrust to weight ratio. That's a ratio between how much thrust you have, how much weight you have. So you want the thrust weight ratio to be higher than 1. If it's lower than 1, it's not going to take off. If it's equal to 1, it's not going to take off. But if it's higher than 1, it's pretty good. You want it, higher than 2, ideally. The higher the better, usually. But, yeah, so we're going to add some stabilizers. Nope, those are wings. Add some small stabilizers. Just to, help us control the aircraft. Spacecraft, whatever you want to call it. And I hope that'll get us to orbit, but, if it doesn't, we could always add more parts. We'll call this one the tutorial orbiter, and we'll name it also the workspace file tutorial orbiter. Just found out you had to do this. Okay, we can do a parachute. I remember my first tutorial the parachute didn't work, but I have faith that it'll work this time for absolutely no reason. Let's try it. Okay guys, so we're just gonna launch it. Make sure our staging is correct before we launch it. Everything seems good. So what I'm doing right now is called a gravity turn. You're going to want to do it to make sure that you don't just hit back into the earth when you come back down. Ooh, that ran out of fuel quickly. Okay, well apoapsis is above 70,000 meters. So when we reach 70,000 meters, we're going to... Actually, yeah, we're going to detach it when we reach 70,000 meters, and then we're going to use our second engine to get us into an orbit around the Earth. Or Kerbin, I should say. Hopefully we'll have enough fuel. So if you right-click your trajectory, you can create a maneuver point. And it's pretty complex, but yeah, so this is prograde. The more you do this, the more it's basically the equivalent of firing in the direction you are going. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to want to fire this a lot more until I'm in orbit. And adjust it to make it on the apoapsis. I don't like how it looks. periapsis looking like? Oh, check. 28,000, that's no bueno. Well, what's our altitude? 66,000? We're just gonna have to wing it. I'm just gonna get rid of this maneuver node. I haven't used them in Kerbal Space Program 1 yet, and I haven't used them in Kerbal Space Program 2 yet, and I don't really know how to yet, so I'm just gonna wing it. Who needs maneuver nodes? You're just getting into orbit anyways, not me. I'm too cool for that. So yeah, this is my fuel gauge zone here. I think we'll have enough time. So here's a cool thing to do. If you press comma or period, oh, it does time warp on engines now. That's so cool. Is it only 5 times time warp? Oh my god. Am I out of fuel? I'm not out of fuel. I'm in orbit. Okay, I must have time warped too much. Oh, I stopped time. Okay. That was a close one. I almost ran out of fuel. Okay, so now we're in orbit, real time. We're gonna do an EVA with Bill, because we can. Let's get the thumbnail shot right here. Cool. Back into the craft we go. Okay, so now we're going to orbit the planet just one time, I guess. Get to the apoapsis, which is the highest part of the orbit, and the periapsis, which is the lowest part of the orbit. If the periapsis is above 70,000 meters, you're A-okay, you're in orbit, you're good. But if it's below 70,000 meters, it's still in the atmosphere, and that'll slow you down and eventually get you out of orbit. So, there's this thing called the Oberth Effect. It's in real life and it's in the game. And it's basically like, when you're at the apoapsis and you do a burn, retrograde, it's more efficient, and if you do a burn prograde, it's more efficient at the periapsis. This is, think of it as walking on a treadmill. The faster the treadmill, and the faster you walk, not on a treadmill, those horizontal escalator things you see at the airport. If you walk on those really fast, you'll get more of a speed boost than if you walk on them on a slower horizontal escalator. I wish I knew the name of those things, but yeah, same thing for this. So if you walk faster on a faster horizontal escalator, you get more of a speed boost. So this is like, think of it as a speed boost, or like a, in this case, a speed loss, but it's all in the means of saving fuel, because we only have about a quarter of it left, maybe a fifth. So this is a maneuver node. I think I showed you guys this earlier, but basically you just want to retrograde to get out of orbit. See that we have now a crash icon, or we could go prograde to get into orbit. I'll explain why you need these. I think one is called normal. Oh no, one is called radial in, one is called radial out. This is normal, this is anti-normal. Radial in, it basically burns towards your sphere of influence, or the body of influence. I forget what it's called, but towards carbon in this case. Normal burns north, or should I say north relative to the direction you're going in. If this was east, if this is west, anti-normal would be up, and normal would be down. It's a little confusing, but you guys will get it. Just gotta play around with it. But yeah, so we're just gonna burn retrograde, send a maneuver node until we get a crash icon, which we have. And then let's see, what can we do next? Nothing, pretty much. We're just gonna have to warp time to the burn. So it says start burn 11 minutes. So we're gonna warp time to 11 minutes. First, I gotta show you guys something. On this SAS thing, there should be a maneuver node option to face towards the maneuver node. If there's not, here it is. Perfect. So yeah, so this will face us in the direction that we want to be facing for a maneuver node to work. So you want to face the right direction, you want to time it at the right time, and then if you do it at the right time for the right duration of a burn, and a burn is just when you fire your engine, then your maneuver node should work. So 2, 1, we're going to slow it down a little bit. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, slow it down a bit. Okay. 3, 2, 1, fire. Oh, that's cool. Perfect, I guess. That's more than good enough if you ask me. It's not like it's a precise burn we have to do. So, one last thing to do, we gotta stage our fuel tank and engines so the capsule can survive. And we're gonna want to face retrograde for this. So we have the heat shield facing in the direction we're going. So retrograde is in this direction, but as we orbit around, retrograde will change. But our orientation won't change when we're in time warp. So, you know, when we get out of time warp, it'll change direction rapidly. So, yeah. Let's see if this parachute works. If it doesn't work, bye bye Bill, part 2. We could time warp even in the atmosphere, but you can't do it too much. You could do it 4 times, which is what it used to be in KSP1, 4 times physical time warp. So there we go. Look at that. It works just like in KSP1. I don't know what happened earlier. And by earlier I mean tutorial part 1, how to build a rocket. So now we're going to time up a little bit more until we reach near the water. A good way to tell how far away you are besides the altitude is to look up and zoom out. Oh, that doesn't work anymore. Never mind. Forget that. 7, 6, 5, 4. See, yeah. And touchdown. Our first successful landing on Kerbin, besides our plane. Our first successful Deorbit mission. We're stuck underwater, that's not good. But yeah, we could just recover the vessel from here. So you press the escape button to get to this thing, and yeah, recover the vessel, and go to the track station. So yeah, this is pretty much it. On that note, guys, I'll see you in the next video. Peace.